it continues to happen. Now you have a store clerk who has been indicted for involuntary manslaughter because he decided to lock the door when a gunman was inside of the store shoplifting. $5 worth of items. Let's put up the picture full mass. We have to value human life better than this. Al-Hassan, a Detroit gas station clerk, has been charged with involuntary manslaughter after locking customers in a store with a man who made good on his threat to shoot people if the doors were not unlocked. Court records show that on Saturday, May 6th, around 3 a.m., Aiyash was working at the mobile gas station when Samuel McCray attempted to make less than a $4 purchase. McCray attempted to pay for an iced tea and donuts on his credit card, but the bank declined the payment. McCray still wanted the items, even though he could not pay for them, according to prosecutors. Aiyash was adamant to Mr. McCray. He could not leave without rendering proper payment, causing the customer to become increasingly hostile. McCray became very agitated and continued to argue with the clerk. The evidence would show that eventually, unknown to the three men, the clerk pushed a security button. That eventually, unknown to the three men, he pushed a security button, to unlock the door, but failed to tell the men seconds before McCray began shooting at the three individuals. That's according to a press release written by the assistant prosecutor, Maria Miller. According to Wayne County Assistant Prosecutor Anna Pasagian, Aiyash locked the doors to prevent Mr. McCray from leaving, also trapping inside the space three completely innocent, non-involved customers. The attorney, Jamil Kuja, is representing Aiyash and says his client called the police and only locked the door to stop McCray from leaving. For nearly 8 minutes, the customers were stuck inside the store begging to be released. The trio even offered to pay the damn $5, but the clerk would not yield. Okay, there's more. The witness said he even begged Mr. McCray, please, man, don't shoot us. We don't got nothing to do with this. And he started shooting. When the clerk did unlock the door, he failed to inform anyone of his decision, according to the attorney. Before noting 15 seconds later, McCray pulled out a gun and started wildly blasting in the store. The man shot 3 people, 60-year-old Anthony Bowden, Langston, and his friend, 37-year-old Gregory Kelly. Kelly was killed. He's dead. Officers arrived after the shooting, and McCray was identified and later arrested. So while McCray has been charged with first-degree murder, 2 counts of attempted murder, felon in possession of a firearm, and 4 counts of felony firearm, the prosecutor said during an arraignment on Friday, May 19th, the clerk's actions escalated the situation and directly led to Kelly's killing. Legal analysts say the prosecution will never be able to make that man criminally liable for the murder because he did not intend to pull the trigger. Still, if convicted of this charge, he could face up to 15 years in prison, according to the Detroit News. Employees have been noted, especially lately, prioritizing property over life, okay? Let's put it up. Stories like the death of Banko Brown, who was fatally shot at a Walgreens because of Walgreens security for an alleged theft, or the Dollar General employee who hit a man with a car over an alleged theft. Now there's some irony to the original story that I just presented to you that must be highlighted, okay? They have charged him with involuntary manslaughter. Likely, it is a difficult charge to prove based on the elements or the statute that's listed for the state. But they charged him. To send a message, they charged him. An officer if they do something similar, they never get charged with anything like this because they were acting in a way congruent to the law, they would say. But let's be clear. Do you think the clerk alone made this decision, or is there a policy directive in that store? Does this connect back to a management or ownership dynamic to do this when there's a shoplifter? And when did we get to a place where $5, think about this, $5 is what we're talking about. And all you have to do is allow the other person to pay for it as they offered, begging for their lives, to pay for the $5, let the man go. You have video, you have a description, maybe even have a license tag. But when the man says, I'm going to shoot people if you don't open this door, why in the hell would you not simply say, man, you got it? The value of life has been diminished in the parameters of our thinking. And now you have a tragedy all around. You have one person who walked in the store to legitimately get $4 worth of food. He couldn't. Bank declined it. There's an argument. He gets upset. He did not walk in that store to rob it. Shoot somebody. He did not walk in that store to shoot somebody. That wasn't his intent according to the prosecutors, but it happened. The clerk did not intend for anyone to be murdered, but it happened. And now the clerk is facing an involuntary manslaughter charge. And all parties had to do was to sit back and value the life of the person next to them. And everybody gets to go home. Sharon, thoughts here.
But if you don't, you don't. And they didn't. They don't value the people in that store. I don't know this store, never been there, but I have a picture in my mind of who goes to that store, who frequents that store, and why they don't matter. And why the police showed up and only arrested the shooter instead of the man that held people hostage. That's what it's called. I don't know if it's different in Detroit, but that's what it's called, Dr. Richey. He should be charged. I have zero sympathy for anyone who follows dumb orders and could care less about beating hearts and people with families just like you.
That's right. Well said.